It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the Magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared, and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead I became part of their story.
So, still a bit groggy, are we? Don't worry. The sedative... Easy now. No need to hurry. Get your bearings and report to me upstairs.
What a way to wake. Wooden boards and iron shackles. The Divine Order's hospitality leaves much to be desired indeed. subpar cranium, that. Human, no wonder. The indignity. I'm supposed to send people down to the dungeons, not the other way round. The indignity. I'm supposed to send people down to the dungeons, not the other way round. Ah, well, that explains the smell.
Did you expect a needle? Did you expect a needle? Shaking her fluffy coat, the sheep eyes you balefully. Her rectangular eye...
Fresh meat. Bah! Nice. Plump. Banded like a chicken's leg, too. That may be so, but look at the flies. Ban wisdom.
With two shakes of her stumpy tail, the sheep turns away from you to peruse her hay-filled manger. The Magister Guard snorts and sniffles as he sleeps. You're almost impressed that one man can make such a...
Wait, you're no Magister. You're a sorcerer. What are you doing here, filthy red scale? Choose your words carefully. My fists ache to meet a new... And it can't just leave the prisoner alone, though. I heard he might be the one causing trouble upstairs. That's all I needed to hear.
Hey, get me out of this cage and I'll make it worth your while. You in? Your guess is as good as mine. Someone screamed loud as a banshee. After that, pure pandemonium. They never even told me what I was accused of. Just dragged me down here. Set me free, and I'll set you free. A fair trade, I should think. Suit yourself. But we're all in the same boat here, so...
I'll need to get clever with this lock.
The prisoner's buoyant voice darkens.
Ah, freedom. I'm nothing if not a man of my word. And I did give my word I'd set...
yourself. What would he have to gain by killing me? I need to keep my guard up. What a mess I've made. Someone will be along to clean up, I'm sure. Locked. And I'm back where I started. I've nowhere to go but up.
Empty.
I'll need to write to headquarters right away.
Empty.
Where did I leave my...
Boring.
Empty.
Why, you're looking a bit more chipper. Yes. Looks like that collar fits you snugly enough. Nice bit of work, even if I do say so myself. There you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters.
No lesions, no trauma. It was bled by magic.
Is he? Oh well. Some problems simply sort themselves, don't they? Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those source spells of yours? See what happens. Oh, do go on. I won't hold it against you. Promise. My, aren't we a meek little lamb? Perhaps I needn't have collared you at all. So let's just leave it on, shall we? Because to answer your for your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's. Why? Because we're at sea.
Index fingers pressed to her lips. She pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
No lesions.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps...
Good God! There's been a murder here!
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky Finn didn't see it like that. He was desperate for us to help him. We'll find out who did this.
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course. Finn was killed by Source. If a Magister could do that, there wouldn't be a Magister. It looks more like a passenger managed to slip their collar. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that? Thanks. I just want to catch whoever did this before they hurt anyone else.
Behind the Magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
There's been a murder. A sorcerer was killed by one of your own. Lucky you were busy getting your collar fitted at the time, or you'd be a sus. Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always does. You surprised? You're one of them. You know what sorcerers are capable of? Whoever did this, small ones this time, thank the God. We'll find out who did it.
A young Magister stands pale and silent. Her knuckles whiten around her weapon as you pass.
Everything's spick and span. Nothing left to do, really.
Come on, please, Lothar. That's enough now.
The hatch is blocked. I'll need to find another way.
A no doesn't become a yes over time, you know. Ah, there you are. Husband.
What's your name?
Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not-at-all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly allergical. How very correct you are, spouse of mine. Madam Josephine, what? What's so funny?
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and get.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we?
It was one of them. I know it.
You presume right.
They don't care about us.
Nope, trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better. Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after lunch. You're too. You take care, though.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you're quiet long enough for me to listen.
As quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles as though no change came over her.
Good luck, Chief.
You're really red. I bet that's why the Magisters took you. They took me because...
I ain't saying nothing.
Do you know Losa? She's a really good singer. I'm better, though. Listen. La, 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 la. Wow. You're a dragon. You...
I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Nest. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
The Magisters are out for blood. You saw the body, didn't you? Big bruiser like you ought to be able to take 'em on.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang
A
you
broad
right
dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits, each one braided through with golden medallions. He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
There's a killer about, after all.
Listen up, boy. You hear that?
A bit of cabbage becomes a crime. I shall hold my head steady.
The ship, of course.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash and crackle of waves around you, complaints from the sea itself.
And?
Ben Nest. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
As soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with her.
Sing a song. I know you can.
The fellow cocks his ear, listening.
That isn't anger. It's
He cocks his ear to the other side, then...
anticipation. She senses something. I'd hold on to my breeches if I were you, mate. That's all you hear, though. Listen close. There now, just like that.
Squeak!
Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps...
There. You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, boy. Good news. It's the wheel. The wheel. Don't you see, you beautiful idiot? Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it. Pardon my beard. That means... if we've been travelling for... yes! Only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy!
Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
No indeed, boy. But that ain't my final destination.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes...
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, boy.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Nest. Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
Prince!
The cook bows slightly and wipes her hands on her
Forgive me, Your Highness. I didn't expect... well, anyway, whether I had more than cornmeal and rotting roots to serve, I'd concoct...
She nods and smiles wanly before returning.
One of them. I know it.
You put a knuckle in it. I'm trying to concentrate.
Lucky find.
Don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give
A
you that
scruffy
knuckle.
man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens and beckons for you to come closer.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months...
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again. He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on...
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many, many, many moons ago. Isn't that...
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan grins, flashing pointed white...
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword, and now he's Johnny Big Pants. Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from... no. The dead man. Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't...
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough. The Joy. I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise. Wonder if we'll get to meet the Ringmaster himself. Not eager to bow before the great Bishop Alexander, son of the Divine himself.
What are you conspiring about over there? You, Lizard, what's your name?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just gotta be in...
Name!
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you.
Away with you!
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips, as he leans back.
Do you? Well, perhaps you're absolutely right.
This again? This again?
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
Mad? No. Insufferable? Surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right. I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mesden. Your kind always hung closest to our Divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, got this wolf on a leash now.
Soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.
you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
The Divine Order wants to... Well, you aren't here on my list. Scrammy. We're trying...
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Here to register, sir. Good, good. Magister Williams is just about you fair and okay so far. Of course I do. Seems Voidwalk can dog your heels like a shadow. That's no way to live, you'll see. You head on in now.
Those bolts trained on her, and if she tries to run, shoot to kill.
On a leash now.
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters. They keep their crossbow trained upon her as she's being interrogated by an officer.
So you admit it then? You murdered that poor fella?
Yes, I did. But of course, that was only the beginning.
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must end.
Good God, the woman's mad. You there, sorcerer, go and fetch Magister Siwan. We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
It means your journey draws to a close.
She reaches for her collar and simply removes it.
I'm just about to create a scene.
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts source, the Voidwoken will come.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precisely.
What's happened?
The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor, his great beard twisted and tangled around him. He is stock still. You can't see... lies motionless, curled on the ground like his eyes flicker open. Ifan cries out, then his up.
No, not the final dark. Not yet.
It's no use.
The dice roll darkly.
The young woman lies in a heap on the floor. She's breathing normal. She doesn't stir. The Magister lies on the floor, unconscious and bleeding from a dire-looking wound.
The hatch is blocked. I'll need to find another way. Not long before this thing snaps into splinters.
The hound paws desperately at his snout. It winces as it draws blood from its wet black nose and continues scratching. The dog notices you for the first time and snarls. The hairs on its back prickling as it...
You sorcerer!
It sneezes suddenly and pauses.
Can't smell. Can't breathe. Do you want... Please, make it stop.
The dog whines and continues.
Damn! That doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards!
Gods! By divine grace, who was that howling?
He eyes the collar circling your neck and reaches a hand towards his blade.
Another sorcerer! Like you don't know? Mutiny! Did that witch fix your collar too? Go on then. Find a place to hide and... What will happen to...
Bishop Alexander, the smug little tyke that thinks he can imprison a prince. How comical. God damn it! Need to get off this wreck and quit!
pass through the door and are suddenly face to face with an undead. His skull is bizarrely angular, and a glorious jewel sits in the middle of his forehead. The skeleton is quickly leafing through a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous...
No, no, no! What damn fools record knowledge on a pulped tree? It catches fire, it turns into must when wet, it cannot even resist...
The skeleton looks up and notices...
Oh. Yes? Shouldn't you be running or screaming or some such?
The skeleton groans and looks back to his book, frantically flipping from page to page.
I know your god did not gift you with much, but kindly used the little you were given. Do you look at me and think, why yes, there is someone with organs enough to drown? No, damp robes are the most I have to fear. Once this glorified skiff hits the sea floor, I will simply... Whereas you, I believe, have lifeboats to pointlessly squabble over. I believe you did. Although I was wearing the face of an elf at the time. I had a mask rather ingeniously designed. A mask that was stolen by that damned witch after her little... Still, she'll drown with the rest of these fools. And I will simply pluck my mask from her cold, dead hands. Indeed. Just as sensible as getting on. I would say good day, but it seems quite likely that you're about to die around...
The skeleton shrugs casually and... The marking on the door was painted recently, judging from its pungent scent. You press your palm against the door to open it. The wood feels neither... It doesn't budge. The door groans open, but an ashen shadow cloud...
I need to get out of here, now!
The hound paws desperately at its snout. It winces as the dog notices you for the first time.
Oh, you saucer!
It sneezes.
Can't smell. Please, make it stop.
The dog...
Damn! That doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards!
God.
He eyes the...
Another sorcerer! Like you don't know? Mutiny! Did that witch fix your collar too? Go on then.
God damn it! Need to get off this wreck and quick!
Through the door, and are suddenly face to the skeleton is quick.
No. It catches fire.
The skeleton looks up.
Oh. Yes?
The skeleton groans.
I know your god did not gift you. Do you look at me and think, why... No, damp robes are the... Whereas you, I believe, have lifeboats to... I believe you did. Although I had a mask that was stolen by that... Still, she'll drown with the rest of these fools. And I will... Indeed. I would say good day.
The skeleton shrugs.
What in blazes? Something's pounding on the hull.
The marking on the it doesn't budge. The moment you touch the door... The moment you touch the door...
The ancients, I need to get off this ship.
So much for a peaceful square.
That means there's still a chance.
My ball! You do it!
Shut your trap, kid. Children and dwarfs first, just like the old stories say.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes.
You said there were other people down there.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for getting the hell out of here.
Thank you! There's a ladder right over there. You can go straight down.
You're gonna be the death of us, you hear?
The Magister lies on the floor.
If you can walk, get yourself up the ladder. There's a Wait! Voidwoken!
Beardless bugs won't sink the ship on my watch. Prepare yourself.
Let the games begin. I thought Voidwoken was supposed to be scary.
I've faced worse.
Please, my time is short. Although yours, I...
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriven.
Well, that was a bit of a rough and tumble journey. I suppose I'm the lone survivor. Which is entirely appropriate, if you ask me. Brachus Rex. King, sorcerer, and scholar, though not quite a gentleman.
The child has a small mirror in his hands. He holds it up at angles, inspecting his eyes, his chin, the crown of his head.
I'm not supposed to talk to lizards. Really? Like, what kind of stories? A seven-headed skyherd, anyway.
You want me tell the tale of Visha, but despite your best effort...
Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here?
The child looks at you straight on, unafraid, searching your face. He lifts his mirror to his nose, closes one eye, and looks at himself again.
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong. Or crazy. No one cares where I go. They know I can't leave the island. It's nicer out here than inside, anyway. But you didn't die. There isn't anywhere safer. You'll see. I guess I am, but it's just normal to be scared.
Voidwoken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn! They made it to the shore. A black cat. A herald of wisdom in my homeland. How fortuitous. I've spotted something. One must put in due effort if one is to reap the proper reward. I wonder where this leads.
As the alcove opens up, you see the same skeleton that you met on the boat before. He's leaning over a corpse, prodding.
Bugger. How on earth am I
Skeletal fingers reach down and grip the skin of the dead man's face, pulling sharply up.
Damnation. That stuck fast. I wonder, does the beard act as some form of... Ah! No! Oh, it's you. I must admit I'm surprised. Perhaps you're more buoyant than I suspected. Oh, yes. An exceptionally common, but exceptionally... a face that seems rather stubbornly attached. I would normally employ a tool to delicate... I could then craft a mask to hide my bone.
The skeleton grabs the corpse by the cheeks and pulls hard, grunting in frustration as the body's skin holds firm.
Carved? Please. You hardly think I am one of your breed, do you? You have never seen anything like it because you have never met any... Simply put, I am an Eternal, and you are not. You have my sympathies. Indeed, no one seems to have the good taste to be. My people are rather, at least from this realm. As for the others, well, there is an excavation site at the Black Pit's oil fields. A cult? Hardly. I could ask you to imagine an Eternal as a creature of incredible intelligence and skill. We studied the mysteries of the universe. We created works, but I will find them. Wherever they are, I will find them. We will have our world again. Ah, well, that is the curious thing. They are... Every one of your races resembles them in some manner. And the statues you have built to your gods look remarkable. Perhaps my people have ascended to some new realm. Or perhaps your gods are mere... Regardless, they are not here. But I will find them. Wherever... Well, that hardly seems relevant. But if you must know, I was... inconvenient. Several centuries, in fact. Or perhaps millennia. I was sealed in a tomb for daring to be curious about the world. It seems our king... Perhaps I should thank him. It seems I was spared whatever happened to the others. I wonder if... Yes, do feel free to call. By which I mean shout loudly. I do not want you sneaking up...
Voidwoken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn! They made it to shore. A black cat. A herald of wisdom in my homeland. How fortuitous. Voidwoken. Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn! They made it to the shore. black cat. A herald of wisdom in my homeland. How fortuitous. A black cat. A herald of wisdom in my homeland. How fortuitous. What's this? I found something. One must put in due effort if one is to reap the proper reward. I wonder where this leads.
As the alcove opens up, he's leaning...
Bugger. How on earth... Damnation. That's stuck fast. Ah! No! Oh, it seems the human that stole my mask. I chased her here.
He turns...
Why, its face. A face that's... I would not... I could then...
The skeleton grabs the corpse by...
Because my... Oh! Get away! You are simple beasts. So, if I am to traverse this land, I will need a mask to disguise my features. Simply put, indeed, at least from this realm. as well. Several. I was sealed. Perhaps I should thank him. Everyone, perhaps. Regardless, I could. We study, but I will find them. Yes, yes. By which I'm.
Boring.
Hey, mister. It's a lot nicer here than that. I'm sure glad you went back to save the others. Saw one of them wringing out their tunic at the shore a few hours ago. Say hi. 1, 2, long dead of the crew. 3, 4, put a shell on the shore. Ooh, that's a pretty one. Ooh, that's a pretty one. time ever again. Never.
Now speak. Stay back, sorcerer, and stay silent. Our Godwoken speaks.
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
Hey, mister, I'm sure
Greetings, child. Frightful far from home, ain't you? Visited your ancient empire myself a long time ago. The Divine's light sure shines on your kind. Troubles me to hear that. Now that the Divine has gone, our world's duller, darker than ever before.
I call court. Pay up. Looky here, mates. A fresh face. We love fresh faces, don't we? Why don't you join us in a round of cards? No problem, Freshie. In that case, enjoy your stay. But I'll be needing to collect... I'm sure the Reds told you. No one gets along without paying the interment fee. So, let's make this easy. Empty your pockets. Well, you've heard of it now, ain't ya? Go on then, Freshie. Turn 'em out. Go on then. Whatever pennies you've got in your pocket ain't worth my breath. But don't you go telling Griff I was soft on you. What of it?
Yeah, what of it?
Ah! Grab it in your gobblers, the both of you!
Don't like the game, Topsy, you can fold.
No, no! Just the pair of you have built this cheeky guys, don't mean I can't beat you.
You there. You've just arrived, isn't that right? Are you quite alone? It's just, I've a proposition. Something very worth knowing. In that case, listen up. You must think me mad to approach a stranger, but this camp is... I've been here a long time. Longer than anyone else. I have a way out of here. It won't... Are you interested? Attaboy. Who wouldn't? Fine. The plan's simple. Completely foolproof. There's an artifact that you can use to teleport me out of this place. It's found its way into a nest of crocodilians on a secluded... Not enough to trouble a fines. Get that artifact, and you and I are as...
Stay down, you! Hey, I know you.
Losa, the dark-eyed jokester you met aboard the ship, waves enthusiastically and dips into a mock elegant curtsy.
Back then, I was Madame Josephine Gribbles de Pube. The prince, right? Nothing like a nice tentacle slap across the moor to set the tone for the week, eh? How'd you escape? Me too. Did you hear something? When you were in the water, I mean. I heard the same thing. Do you know what this means?
Losa's voice catches in her throat. The joy drains from her face. Her eyes lose focus, and her whole body goes rigid. She is stock-still, waxy-skinned, her eyes dark. Greyish-black veins run from her eyes down her cheeks. Her head snaps to you mechanically, and her eyes lock with yours, dark pupils dilated into great black voids. Light suddenly flashes back into her face. The grey veins drain to pink...
Anyway, what were we talking about? Ah, it's nothing really. It's just... I'm just a bit... Well, put it like this. You've never been a host, I bet. That's because you're an infested clump of leaves on the side of the road. That ain't... But I'm a roadside inn. Red door, flowers out front, friendly lady at the door beckoning you in for half price. Like a goddamn gold star inn for the disembodied. Now, isn't that just the question of the hour? I can't be sure just yet. I'll be surprised if it's... So, how are you enjoying the joy? Yeah? I was... So, you want to check this place out together? Strength in numbers and all that. It does, right? Before we head out, I've got more than a few tricks up my sleeve, so you'll have to pick... Lately I've been into the enchanting arts, but I can shoot, slash, summon, steal, whatever your little black heart desires. So, what'll it be? Don't know if you could tell, but mysticism's kinda my speciality. Let's get into the nitty-gritty while we're at it. What sort of magic are you interested in? Sounds fine. So, we're good to go? Yeah? Well, that was easier than I thought. And I'll do my best.
I've got that special shipment he was asking after.
The shrine depicts Lucian the Divine, avatar of the 7 gods. A low, resonant, your knees buckle. The
Shrine, by the looks of it.
Logically, she's much better off.
Leave it, Sam. I won't say it again.
let's not get nasty. Greet's better off, I'm sure.
Keep her name out your mouth, how about?
Easy now, old chap. It isn't my fault she's dead.
Ha! I found you, didn't I? Red, they said. Red, then dead. Them that pay the bills, of course. Time's up, Your Highness. Let's... It's stabbing time.
Mine.
I only mean that if you think about it logically, she's much better off.
Leave it, Sam. I won't say it again.
Prepare!
What did you say?
That's what happened, isn't it? Now, let's not get nasty. Greet's better off, I'm sure.
Keep her name out your mouth, how about? I'm gonna give you one more chance to shut that ugly mouth.
This place has made you chap. There's plenty of singletons about. better off.
I won't say it again.
Don't be unreasonable. You guys are willing to puke yourself to death and get purged. Don't you think?
Big and strong. Combs it out all dilly-eyed. He twists and rubs and tweaks the nubs. He strokes and pokes like all the blokes. He say, "Come on, you stubborn hunk of garbage."
The dwarf's fingers clamp around a splintered chunk of wood nailed to the skeleton of an old ship. His whole body
Ah! Eh? Oh, that. Won't be my first. Reckon I might have had a harder time of it without your help, though. Bravery on the... Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got...
The dwarf spits into each of his calloused palms.
Bleeding nail must be... Go on, then.
You grab the plank and pull. The rusted nail pops.
Oh, look at that. Nice.
He winks and flips a gold coin toward you. It makes a long, high arc.
For your trouble. No, but I'd hoped to build something with it that would be worth 1,000. Yeah, we're a fool's errand thing.
He sucks a finger and holds it up to the wind.
Winds like these, she would have capsized before she reached the break. Well, on...
He gives you a wry look, as though to...
Aye, was planning to build me a raft and paddle off. I've got business north of here, in a town called Driftwood. Far be it from me to miss an appointment. Why don't we make a deal then? You help me get out of this place, and I'll do the same for you. That's the spirit.
He lifts an invisible cap and bows with the grace of a courtier.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. The name's... well, the name's dead and buried. What matters is what they call me. Beast. Well, that's quite the story now. Suffice to say, I'd at least be Captain Beast in better times. I'm out of a ship at the moment, though. Anyhow, we're a team now, so let's get down to brass tacks. I've been up and down the realm so often it'd make your cabbage spin, and I picked up a few tricks along the way. Truth be told, I've grown fond. I've more muscle in an inch than most have got in a mile. What do you have in mind in particular? Then it's settled. Capital! Well, that's that sorted.
We can consume their joy, their misery.
And out, and in again.
smell, though. I'm gonna give you one more chance to shut that ugly mouth.
Oh, 10 bottles of mead. Oh. 1,000 bottles of dust.
Easy. When another divine arises.
So this
Fit for
is
beast.
for
The delivery. Surely you'll have one.
What a crumbling disaster.
Scram, snake face.
Amid the squalor of Fort Joy, you suddenly spot an elf with diamond features, regal and radiant, but cold too, and sharper than any knife. She was among the sorcerers with whom you fought the Voidwoken. Her eyes are focused on a lizard some distance away, and you get the distinct feeling he's an unfortunate man indeed to be trapped in her tiger-like gaze. No sooner have these words left your mouth than she turns about and grabs you in a stranglehold. You feel the tip of a long needle being pushed a little ways into your neck.
You caught me off guard. No one catches me off guard. Who are you? But you did, and now the tables have turned. You look...
A push, a pivot, and now you suddenly face her. The needle still all too deeply embedded in the side of your throat. Despite the precariousness of your situation, you notice a flaw in her diamond feet.
It's dawning on you, isn't it? Why I hate reptiles like you. But I do, Master, with the heat of a million.
She drives the needle in deeper.
In truth, it does not matter in the least who you really are. You saw me mark my prey. You could warn him, save him, or kill him before I get my chance. That makes you a liability. That makes you needle feed. Never. You're a slaver, Prince. Why would I chain my fate to one like you freely, like I was once forced to? You did save me, didn't... Oh, little needle mine, watch... You know what? Today is a rather fine day. I'm not quite sure the weather will...
With a casual flick of the wrist, she withdraws the needle from your...
Let's discuss our respective... Yumi and Death will be playing many a round of hide-and-seek. So, what role would you like me to play? As a rogue, my speciality is stealth. The quick silence of the dagger striking unseen. That said, my grace and finesse could make a cat's fur go green with envy. Go on, give me the details. Suits me fine. Lead on. Or better yet, then follow me.
You're not quite certain you'll ever sleep soundly with Sabine in any sort...
Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves didn't eat so much.
Griff is slowly
What?
I've got that special shipment he was asking after. Big appointment.
Who's asking?
He smirks and holds the little knife.
I'm listening. They'll cure you of your sauce. Nightshade will cure you of an headache, too. Can't help you there. If I could, I wouldn't be here peeling goddamn potatoes.
He points the tip of his blade at the grisly sight of the elf hunched over, clutching his knees in the cage.
I solve my own problems. Sure, have a look. Good stuff, huh?
Don't tell anyone where you got this, eh?
Keep it down, will ya?
Sure, have a look. Good stuff, huh?
I got that special shipment you was asking after.
Everything there? Good.
Ain't fit for beasts. Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves didn't eat so much.
If a magister finds it, Sonia, you forget my name, here. Everything there? Good.
When am I fine? Will source change back? What if there are no sources? Yet so quickly we find sources so dangerous. What in his death? So void workers are attracted to source. But why?
Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves didn't eat so much.
Will source change back? What if there are no sources? Why hasn't Alexander risen yet?
The lizard's brow knits together, then apart, and back again. He seems to be swimming deep in his thoughts, and doesn't look up as you approach.
Hmm? The ground? I don't know what you... Hmm? Good.
10 bottles of mead, 1,000 bottles of dust, 50 bottles of tears,
Hmm? Goods.
Collared like a dog. A very tall, very scaly dog. I'd pity you, but Sceptre the Ineffable has no patience for weakness. Laughing in the faces of my enemies, of course. Little do they know, the most powerful sorcerer the world has ever known scuttles on their very shores. This power is my birthright, same as yours, but one of us has grown to astounding heights, and the other has sunk into depths too humiliating. But of course, they'll happily dump your maggot-ridden corpse into the sea when they're through with you. Sorcerers dance while magisters pull the strings. Fool! Ha! Of course, precious. But
Not drawing many winning cards of late, but I won't be crying over it. Sailed away from my last island prison, Scott.
The woman looks out on the gently lapping waves. She seems...
Haven't seen you around here before. New? Well, don't worry too much if you have a hard time settling it. You here alone?
She gives you a long...
You keep them friends of yours close, eh? Not much in this world someone you love can't make better. Used to be I had a family. A husband and a little boy. Then they brought us here. I couldn't stop them from taking my boys from me when they did. Now I'm just waiting for them to call my name. Waiting and remembering.
Her eyes spark.
Kind of you to ask. Stefan. He was my little one. Smart as a whip and no less wicked. And my husband, he was called Felix. He was an expert healer.
She talks for some time about birthdays, about Felix's prickly beard, about the skunks. Joy radiates from her as she remembers.
What a gift to think of them. I'd like to give something to you, too. Take care of yourself. You hear?
Here you are. I wonder what keeps you. Tell me your tale. We are unfamiliar, yet familiar. We are the same material you were. So tell me your tale. Start from the beginning. Start from where you come. I see. Now tell me more. Tell me what you do. Tell me what you find. I understand. Now tell me how your story ends. Ah, you want reunion. Life is lonesome. We can see the things we lose. Not with our eyes, but with our... It is nothing. Many fragments swirl on my...
Am I awake? I think I need a pinch, or... No, hang on. It's you. They said you'd be red, but I didn't think so very red. Oh, yes. Of course you have, Prince of Princes. Yes, indubitably. I need to parley with you further, sire. I do, and do indeed. Thank you, but I'll be quite all right soon. Yes, being suddenly roused startled me. Swept between sleep and awakening, I could not be... But it is you! All rugged and ragged. How the mighty have fallen. Hmm? Just so, how very reciprocal. You seem the they I spoke of, O Majesty, are my dreams, the brain born of sleep. I see you in my wondrous foggy fantasies, sire. They speak to me. They say, but there are those that oppose the change. There are those that want you quite dead. I do not know. I cannot say. For you, your majesty, see, this is the very X in the crux of the capital M'd matter, prince. What we must speak of is very... What I must know, I do not know when I'm awake. What I must tell you out in the great sleep. It's quite simple, really. You and I must simply... Then we shall meet in the great realm of dreams, where the whispers will reach me, and through me, their words will be yours. There's one little... Dear me, this is frightfully embarrassing for a dreamer to say, but I want to aid you, of course, my lord. Indeed, I need to aid you. But I am in just as desperate a need of my medicine. The leaf that enlightens. Should I partake of the leaf, Prince, we will both know what it is the spirit of sleep wants us to tell you. Not quite. No. See? I have some, yes, but I stole it. They think it was an elf that did it. I'm torn, your highness. I should return the Drudene and set the elf free, but I really want to dream and see. Yes, of course. I cannot deny you, Prince, whatever my...
Stingtail reaches into his pocket and fishes out an orange, telling you it is in pieces of fruit that he hid his contraband. He devours it greedily, and his eyes begin to glaze. A yawn, a few mumbled words, and the lizard falls asleep. You sit in the sand, close your eyes. From shadow comes sunshine, your home. You're in your own palace, atop the great library tower. You behold the Forbidden City, only it's infinitely bigger than you remember. A sea of white marble that reaches as far as the eye can see. Stingtail is here too, but when he addresses you, another voice lurks behind the dreamers.
From shadow comes sunshine. Quite right, Your Majesty. But not you have questions. In here, I have answers. The shadow itself. The House of Shadows. Alas, even to one such as I, no one knows the House of Shadows exists. Therein lies its victory. But we, the dreamers, we know them. And we do not leave them to weep. The mighty houses of war and law. They are the true shadows, unaware of the dark sun that rules their days. Now, the House of Shadows moves against you. We pledge allegiance to you, the one and only prince. We see the golden throne. We see you, the shimmering flame, amid the gold. Of course you are. The spouse of the sun, the Red Prince, and so much more. Quite so. But let's not discuss the change just yet. Stingtail stung too soon. You must escape from the island you are on. Break through Fort Joy's wall. Another dreamer awaits there. Bahara. She is a far greater dreamer than this Stingtail. She can take... So wake now, Prince. Wake and be wary.
You wake up, as does Stingtail. He yawns and stretches...
Well now... What a dream that was. What a palace we saw. Can't say I remember much else, though. Not a jot. Shh! My word, my lord, you mustn't say such things aloud. Not in this world. What if they hear? So was it really of them that the dream voices spoke? Good, good. I don't know of how much help I'll be, but long may your majesty live, and long may be your reign.
As you're about to walk away from the lizard, Sabine cups your chin between thumb and index finger, then guides your eyes to hers.
Listen, I need to have a chat with this here morsel of flesh. He has wronged me once, but may just do right by me this time.
To your surprise, Sabine proceeds to throttle the unsuspecting lizard with one hand as she drives the tip of her needle into his lower belly with the other. Then the questions commence. You hear him yelp about the master, lone wolves, and a man called Griff. Then, quite suddenly, there's blood everywhere as Stingtail falls to the ground, face first into his own. Sabine heaves a sigh of satisfaction, and as she wipes her needle clean...
Chat's over.
So, that seemed just a tad excessive.
What you witnessed was an exercise in restraint, and jolly good fun to boot. Something on your mind? It's simple. He scarred me, so I scarred him.
She defies you with devilishly innocent...
Can you blame me? There it is. I was wondering when your spying would make an appearance. Anyway, what's dead is done, so let's move on, shall we? Despite my high hopes, this scar disfigures me still. The search for the master continues, of course. Hungry work, the hunt. And you know what? I'm feeling a bit peckish. Stingtail mentioned a cook, as it happens. Fellow named Griff.
The old dog looks up at you but doesn't lift his greying head from his paws. He heaves a heavy sigh.
It's no use anyway. Thanks. You're nice. Emmy would have loved you. She was my mate for the last 7, carry the 2, plus 50. 5 years! The Magisters, they took her. Nope, haven't smelled her either. She was real bright, you know. Had the best sniffer you've ever seen. I guess... Hey, let me...
Lucky find.
Oh, hey! Hey! I thought you might be Emmy. Key? What key? Oh, the key! The Magister who took... If you find out where it leads, if you see Emmy, tell her I miss her. Not too far from here. But she was taken by a guy in a white robe who smelled horrible. Like lots and lots of dogs. And also a little like dead people. He dragged her to the big castle just there. I'm so...
Ah, a little reprieve from the din outside.
Wait, I call a timeout.
What? Back, evil ogre, or I'll get you with my sword! I'll spare you this time, beast. You're really fun. Hey, I'm gonna... Ready? Go! You found me! Okay, wait, go!
Not drawing many winning cards of late.
Oh! Wow! You're
You're really smart. I know how to spell introduce. It's up. My way is too small for you. You'll have to find
This
another.
hole is too small
Hope you
for you
brought
to
a
squeeze
shovel.
into.
I've spotted
This hole
something.
is too small for you to squeeze into.
I am not opposed to manual labor if circumstances require.
You're back. And you brought... But who's this?
Wither, this is my new friend. He's really...
Please, small child, leave me to my ruminations.
But he's really nice. And tall.
Why? A grown friend. You brought an adult here. Good. Good. Can it be a lizard? Why, I never thought I'd see the day. Do you understand me, sir? Oh, no, I dare say I ought to enunciate. Can you help me? 700 years. Can it have been so long already? I haven't seen a living soul in all that time. What a strange notion. A wicked king it was, Brachus Rex by name. The Order of the Source Hunters discovered a great horror upon this prison isle, and I was sent to stop it. Yet my failure was absolute. I am not fit to bear the insignia of the Source Hunters any longer. Please, good sir, you must free me. Prise this spear from my chest, where it has been stuck fast for the last 1,000 years. Seize the spear. Please, good sir.
I got it.
Good sir. You've set my body free. Free to crumble to dust at last. But my spirit... Blast! I remain trapped in this mouldering spell most terrible. I have heard of such magic, but have never known anyone so foul as to employ it. Brachus Rex. May maggots lace his entrails. After he interred me in this cell, he must have drawn my very soul away from me and stored it elsewhere in the fort. Thus he has bound me in... But I know this place well. I could lead you to its likely location. In turn, you would find a path straight out of this fort. My freedom for yours. What say you? Marvelous, my friend. Marvelous. You'll first have to get inside the fort itself. There's a secret switch on a statue of the Seven in the courtyard. Surely you know it. The switch will open a hatch, and you'll be led into the prison's main floor. I suspect that within Brachus would have made me a supplicant, a slave to these walls. With your help, I'll die. At last. I was fully briefed about this awful place before I came. My goal was to destroy the fiend who had been marshalling the world's most unwholesome weapons and magic into an... I never thought I would become one of his victims. And yet, Fort Joy is a dangerous place, my friend. Dangerous indeed. Brachus used this place to build an arsenal of terrible weaponry. Here, he and his researchers crafted punishments and snares contrary to human dignity. Objects that could contain souls. Wands that could purge the very essence from sorcerers.
matter if your friends are... You're right. You are really strong. Here, take this. It'll show you how to find my secret fort. And my... If you can find a way up, you can...
No one tells me there are so many children in this Fort Joy. Magisters I handle, but small ones. Stay in this cave a while longer. Provoke Modi, the wild one who runs like his clothes kept.
As you approach the young elf, Losa suddenly grabs your arm. Her hand is damp. Her face looks pale and grey.
Hey, listen, I don't know why, but you mind?
She jerks her hand away.
I can't. I just need to talk to her, okay?
She turns towards Sahela. She darts over to the elf without responding. They begin talking in earnest, more quietly than you could. Losa suddenly snatches up both the elf's hands and leans close to her.
You have to tell me.
The whites of Losa's eyes fade to grey, then black. The colour runs into her veins, crisscrossing her skin like lightning.
It rises in you even now, Losa. Do not let it. You must be strong. Be strong. Fight. You are okay. You are yours. No one else's.
Shut up. Let go. I don't want to hurt her. Don't make me.
Losa is rigid as a board, tense with the effort of holding Sahela.
Leave me alone.
You are hurting me.
Losa's eyes are black. Sahela's fingers are white under her grasp.
Let me go. Please.
A sinister smile spreads across Losa's lips. She jerks the elf toward her.
Chatty elf. Chatty elf with all the answers. I wonder what your blood...
Losa, please. You must not defend her. She wakes if she is weakened. We must hurt her to protect her, you see?
I bet the elf's blood tastes like honey. Let's find out.
She is not herself. You must weaken her to help her. I am sorry, Losa.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
I know they help.
What?
Don't look at me like that. Good. I don't. Let's keep moving. I want to get out of this bloody place as soon as possible. I'm fine. You're fine. We're fine. Let's go.
The sun shines bright upon this island, but we may see no bars, but we are firmly behind them here, and ha! Nonsense. Shouldn't be too hard. Let's save those for later, shall we? Suffice to say, I need to speak with Griff. So let's find him.
Are you from the ancient empire? Maybe you know my mum. You don't know that. Her name was Helene, and she served the bailiff from the House of Law. She was really tall and really smart. I bet you did. I'm playing Helene.
I know they help.
Hey. Hi. Ooh, so serious. What's up? Okay. I don't. Look, I know it was bad, okay? I know. You don't have to tell me. I'm sorry,
The Red Demon. The exiled pig. I'd heard they'd sent you here, but I'd hoped you'd have drowned yourself before crossing my path.
The soldier looks at you hard, his grip tensing around his spear.
No, I suppose the Red Prince is rather taller, isn't he? You're positively stunted. Sorry for the mix-up. House? You should know we are nothing without our people. Now more than ever. So? Hallowed are its halls. Please, comrade, I have all you need to steel yourself against the brutes that haunt this place. Hallowed is the house of war.
The young girl's eyes are covered, but she turns towards you when you approach.
Hello, dear prince. Hello, betrayed soul. How sad to stand accused. To be innocent, but I see it before my eyes. It is not so bad. I know which days have bread and which days have none. I know more bread comes someday. It helps.
Her eyebrows shoot up.
There can be a way. Amiro knows. But he is gone. To use my protector, my friend. An elf like me, with a spirit bright as new leaves. He tries to help me. He is caught by those who hurt him. I wish so much for his return. And he tells you what you seek. A way out. I know I can trust you. I see something that helps. I see a lizard. He is a lizard of many dreams, of far feeling. Yes, please ask. Oh, I do not cover my eyes. I cover the place they used to be. They are gone now. Taken. It is safer here. We make no trouble for Griff. He makes no trouble for us. He is a very blind man. He sees things but not truth, not love or joy. I feel very sorry for him. You understand when you meet him after you escape. I knew we must be here. I am not sure how much to explain. You are here, and so we are here. My home is far. Your language gives me some trouble. We elves... Time, for us, is now. There is not... I know they help.
Something isn't right here. It could be an ambush. Right where I want to be. drawing many winning cards of late.
The frogs are gone. The children shall be safer. I see the good in you. I see all. Go find a little one to bother. I take my peace.
I'm playing Helene, hero of...
But I do not see him. I know they help.
Oh, hey! Hey! I think I love you. Not too far from here. Lots and lots of dogs.
Frightfully busy at the moment, love. Haven't got any liquor on hand, have you? This fella could use a little comfort. Well, look at that. Just what I ordered. Ain't you a peach, love? Poor fella over there crossed one of Griff's card sharks and got a club to the skull. Don't to be sure, but I'd like to ease his way out. Lucky you came out of it at all. Plenty of folks around of here haven't, and it's me who ends up wrist deep in the gore.
Oh, out.
The man sleeps so deeply, he might as well be dead.
Our healer's walk is never done.
Is that thing eating corpses?
fit, Sam. I won't say it again.
Come on, chap. Don't be unreasonable. Better even to puke yourself to death than get purged.
The woman is scrabbling at her throat, as though she can hardly breathe.
Don't touch me. You're too close. This collar, this place, it's squeezing the life from me. Do you? You seem fine. Don't you feel how tight?
Her hands move again to her throat. She seems to try to make space between her neck and the collar, but
It's getting... It's getting... tighter. I can hardly breathe.
I don't think I ain't watching. That's your fifth blue just to this road.
the priest's jaws might be sewn shut with fishing wire, so harshly do they clench at the sight of Beast. He speaks...
Son. I'm not offended by the Beast. No matter how foul that name feels to my lips. Just
He turns his attention to Beast himself, whose face looks oddly blank.
Did you think your merry band could try to toss Justinia into the sea and the clouds would turn to rainbows? A storm of your making still rages, and when your flunkies scream for revolution, I know what they're really screaming for, Beast. And I know it's dwarven blood being shed.
Someone had to stand up to Justinia. Not all of us are like you religious types. You fold up your hands and pray. Like that's going to feed the hungry and bathe the young. I'm not given to pray.
I would sooner implore Duna to intervene than to leave behind a trail of crimson limbs for the innocent to clean away.
The priest collects himself. His eyes still burn, but his words...
May the Seven bless you. You will be forgiven, son. If not by me, then by mercy.
The ravaged among the ruins. That is all we are in Fort Joy.
Not drawing many winning cards.
The void overtake and devour us all.
That's it.
You there, lizard? I'm looking for an inmate. A smallish man, thick spectacles, prone to somewhat eccentric chatter. He wears a large... Have you seen him? None of your business, inmate. Find me if you hear of a me-go. Otherwise, don't waste my time. Don't disturb me again, unless you've seen me go. Useless. It is a very important matter that...
She ain't coming back.
Right hand, my winker. Fella's got more right hands than an octopus.
That's it. I call court. Pay up.
The dwarf slaps his knees and chest.
They stole me boots and burned me hat, but Beast of the Sea will come asking for me. They locked me up with a pig and a rat, but Beast of the Sea will come asking for me. Oh, not bad for being off the top.
He bows to an almost comical...
Welcome to the Joy. Well, I wasn't feeling so welcome till now. You almost had me dancing. You got any more songs in you? This...
Well, I got a right good rebel whooper on hand, warning of the barbaric beast. The other, well, it is...
Gotta admit, I'm tired of hearing the shanties all singing my praises. Let's hear the royalist tune. I bet it dresses me down real good.
One royalist tune coming up. Oh, Macca Smiles, bastard born, the man of life enraged him. A gnashing varmint he became. A pitiful sight, his inadequate fight. The quivering lump sent out of Queen's sight. Macca Smiles, bastard born, the royal knights upstaged him.
Ha! I knew there'd be some good lines in there. Quivering lump. Too funny to be mad at.
When another divine arises...
The Royal Guard. They'd sing this while wandering the hinterlands, looking for rebels in the shadows. It was some time ago, of course. Back when you were banished to the...
Beast looks to the ground for a moment, but just a moment. His cheeks rise and redden, and he roars in laughter.
Those were the days, eh, chum? Well, I've got to get moving.
The kin's brow knits together, then apart and back again. He seems to be swimming deep in his thoughts and doesn't look up as you approach.
What? Oh, kin. New, are you? Very good, very good. Make yourself at home. Advice? Hold on to yourself, kin. The fort is full of decent folk turned savage by confinement. Do not let it happen to you. Hold on to your dignity, if you have any left. My mind? What else, kin? I'm wondering why. All of this. Source, the Voidwoken, the Divine. Why? We've used Source for thousands of years. We have used it to heal, to grow. How can it be that it's such...
Where is he?
I'm not mad, darling. I'm not mad. Sweetheart,
Pipe down,
please, I'm sorry, but you must leave. My baby's terrified of lizards. She may be hiding from you even now. Irma! Irma, darling, are you here? Please, sweetheart. Where are... No, no. I'm sorry, but she's terrified. Irma? Please, please, you must help me. No one here will help. Irma. She's called Irma. I'm sick with worry. Completely sick. And no one in this damn camp will lift a finger. I last saw her just here, near 3 days ago. She was playing with her little doll, and I was washing out her tunic. I turned from her for one moment, and she was... Yes, of course. Here, you should take it with you. When you find her, give her the doll and tell her, Mum...
She soaks up a steady stream of tears with her shirt sleeve.
She ought to come with you then. She ought to follow you back to me. This place turns people cold. Cold and wicked. That fellow Jeff, you are an...
The fella can't hear himself think with all this racket. Day and night she hot. You hear that, Farah? You got to cut that out. What's happened to ya?
Mummy's right here.
Aye, she needs help, but none that I can give. Mad as a cooker, that one, and twice as loud. Distraught don't even begin to cover it. She's hollering after that child of hers, killed by a Voidwoken she was. Been dead and buried for a month now. Never even stepped foot in Fort Joy. And there ain't no amount of hollering that'll bring her back. She don't listen to reason. Maybe you'll have better luck than I. If I have to hear her calling after Irma enough...
Ah, you're back. Please, did you find Irma? She still hasn't returned. Where could she be, my dear girl? You sound just like that snake, Jeff. You stop it.
She ignores you and continues.
She don't listen to reason.
He hasn't changed a bit. Always late.
Shh! Bishop Alexander and the Hammer are here. They're here.
Come on then, Lexi. Pay up.
I find only bread. I want no trouble.
Bread or a brisket, toll's the same.
Your grift teaches you to bully others. Pathetic.
You keep his name out of your mouth, you filthy cud chewer.
Have you, cud?
Disgusting, just like all your kind.
Disgusting like theft? Disgusting like threats?
Grave God, will you quit dragging this on? Tain't that hard, Lexi. Just hand over the gold.
I will not. You, help me teach this beast. He must respect. If not, he comes for you next.
Respect? Huh. Someone's got to keep this place running. Griff can't do it for free.
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muscled and heavily scarred arms. You recognize him. It's Ifan, who you met aboard the ship on the way here.
Just stand aside, won't you, mate?
Lone wolves decide their own business.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment, before shuffling back to the...
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff. Especially not one of you. Everyone in camp's got to contribute. For food, for
Food? Protection? I have neither.
Runs the kitchen. Means he runs me, you, and everyone else in camp. You two ought to be thanking your lucky gods it's us, and not the Magisters enforcing round here. A fool never knows what they've got. Now come on, elf. If you make me say it again, there's gonna be trouble.
And neither will I.
We got a system, and it looks like you...
Follow me, before more of them trouble us.
I've an errand to run around here first.
Remember, past the kitchens, down to the beach. There is a safe place. Thank you for your help with that, thug. No doubt he turns on you next. These humans hate us.
She bows.
It gives me great pain. I'm with my family. We are making beautiful magic. We are healing a tree cut down with great violence. I hear of no escapes. The only way out is through. Through the Magisters, through their cure. Thugs I can stand, but I fear the Magisters. In this cave, we trust the healer. She is young, but she sees. She knows more than we know. In the camp, the brute Griff rules. He who gives the bread has the power. Wait, I am not here without your help. I do not forget this. For you, a prize. I save it for a special occasion, but I can think of no finer... Thank you.
I'm playing Helene, hero of the whole...
I feel him, but I do not see him.